Am I the asshole for getting upset with my husband after he told me nothing will change while I am pregnant? Throwaway account. So me, 26 female, and my husband, 28 male, who I'll call Jake for this story, have been together for 5 years and married for 3. We have recently started trying for a baby as we both felt like that was the next step in our life together, and 3 weeks ago I got a positive test back. We were really happy and told our families, and now my mom and Mill want to throw a big baby shower for us. It was just super good news all around. Well, 2 nights ago me and Jake were getting ready for bed when he reminds me to go through the house and make sure all the lights are off. Now he can be a little lazy at times, and it has become a nightly routine for me to make sure all the lights are off that he leaves on before we go to bed. I wasn't feeling very well and asked if he could just do it since he wasn't doing anything and was literally standing by the door. He then tells me, "No, this is what is expected of you every night." I was a little hurt, but I didn't want to fight with him, so I just did it. When I came back, Jake goes on this very long and unprovoked rant saying things like, "Just because you are pregnant does not mean anything will change," and "You are still expected to cook, clean, and do all the chores every day because how can you be expected to be a mother if you can't handle a little work?" He wasn't yelling or anything, he was talking to me quietly like I was 2 inches tall. I was shocked because I had never heard him say anything like this. The rant went on for about 30 minutes before I interjected and asked, "Well, what do you plan on doing to help me with all of this?" He then got extremely defensive, saying he works his ass off at his job to provide for me and what is going to be our future children. For context, I don't work ATM. My job was not paying enough to justify me going, so I am a full-time college student. He ended by saying that it doesn't matter how I feel physically or mentally. It is a mother's job to push through, and if he helped and babied me I wouldn't be a good mother. I got extremely upset and started yelling, and I said that, "I wish I would have known this is how you felt before I got pregnant with your baby." There was a moment of silence before he started crying and he left for the night to stay at his mother's house. He hasn't been back yet, and my Mill and Sil have called me berating me and saying I broke Jake's heart with what I said and I need to apologize immediately, and until I do he isn't coming home. I don't know how to feel. So am I the asshole for yelling at my husband after he said he isn't helping me with anything during the pregnancy because it's a mother's job to deal with it? Edit. First, I want to thank you all for your responses. I'm sorry I haven't really responded to anyone specifically, but I really do appreciate you guys. A few of you asked if I told my Mill and Sil what he said, which I did. They basically said I was being sensitive and all he meant was pregnancy isn't an excuse to be lazy, he meant no harm. Okay. I am getting some things together and am going to be headed to my mom and dad's house. My mom is furious with him and doesn't want me apologizing to him or talking to him without the situation either being recorded or having a witness. Regardless, I am okay and will be okay. I do appreciate all of you though. You have opened my eyes to many things I may have been ignoring or looking past over the years. Girl, get an abortion and a divorce ASAP. This man just told you who he really is, and things are about to get a whole lot worse. Run. Oh, so he won't baby you, but he'll run back home crying to mommy because you called him out on his bullshit? Wow. Just wow. I think you can salvage this if you stand your ground. If not, I'm so sorry. Not the asshole. Honestly, I would get an abortion and a divorce. Not the asshole. You're in an abusive relationship. He's wrong. Things will change, for the worse. Men are often more abusive during a woman's pregnancy because they can't control the pregnancy itself. Not the asshole, but you need to run. Not the asshole. Abusers often start their abuse during life changes like this. This is terrifying behavior and you should strongly consider all of your options, including abortion. Not the asshole. One thing that stands out is we aren't even talking about general housekeeping here. It's doing crap for a grown man he should be doing himself, as it sounds like it's the lights he turned on himself. Even if one believes in an arrangement where the woman has the general upkeep of the house and child-rearing duties and the man is the breadwinner, that doesn't mean she follows him around turning lights on and off for him. Not the asshole. Get out before you and your baby are both trapped with this man. Not the asshole. Does your H think this is the 1950s? WTF? What's his favorite show? The Flintstones? Look, I'm a dude and I would be embarrassed listening to another guy talk like this. It's your job to push through? Seriously? Boy, talk about huge red flags. Location flag, location flag, location flag. You better address this now, 'cause if he gets away with this now, it's gonna get a lot worse. Good luck. Am I the asshole for telling a dietitian that his advice about weight loss is useless? My husband has been pestering me about losing weight lately. I have gained around 4 kilograms during the pandemic due to the fact that I work more, and honestly I have no time or energy to work out anymore. For context, I'm a doctor. I have been with my husband for 5.5 years and we're both 28. He has mentioned that he wants me to lose some weight as he finds my legs too thick and he isn't attracted to my body since I gained weight. I have struggled with disordered eating in the past, but I have been athletic my whole life, so I know how to lose weight. Despite having gained some weight, I'm still at a normal weight for my height. Last week we had some friends over and one of my husband's friends is a dietitian. Apparently my husband had spoken to him about my struggle with weight loss and he felt like giving me unsolicited advice in front of everyone at the table in my own house. He started saying I should be eating a caloric deficit, a lot of protein and vegetables, etc. I mean, duh. I asked him why he felt like telling me these and he admitted that my husband told him I have been struggling with losing weight, which I haven't. I thanked him and said that I actually am not on a diet right now. Later we were eating a dessert that I had made and this idiot said, "You might want to cut down on sugar and carbs if you want to lose weight." I saw red. I told him I don't need his useless advice. Everyone knows these and it's actually common sense, and not to mention that I'm a literal doctor and probably know more about the biochemistry of metabolism than him. I admit now that I was maybe unnecessarily rude, but I was furious with him for giving me advice when I didn't ask, especially on a sensitive topic. After they had left, my husband told me I was an asshole for lashing out at a friend who had just wanted to help and whose help he had asked. He also said his friends who are dietitians and dentists don't like being compared to doctors and hearing that their profession is useless. I never said it's useless, it's just not needed by me, and definitely not when I didn't even ask for advice. We have been sleeping separately the whole week and he refuses to talk to me unless I apologize to his friend. So am I the asshole? Edit. English isn't my first language and I just noticed that I have spelled dietitian wrong in the title. Damn. Not the asshole, but You do not have a problem with the rude dietitian. You have a problem with your massive, controlling asshole of a husband. He needs to quit this shit immediately or get out of your life. Edit to add. Since I'm getting a lot of comments about this. The dietitian is absolutely an asshole. I just don't want Op to waste time fretting about some jerk she barely knows when the really big problem in her life right now is her so-called partner. In increasing order. Op. Not the asshole. You politely rebuffed unsolicited advice, and then quite understandably ramped up the response the second time around. Dietitian. Medium awe. Maybe not for the first comment, but certainly for the follow-up. Husband. Massive, gaping awe. All this over 10 pounds? 10 pounds was the difference between being sexually appealing and not? Between legs being too thick and not? Man. Fuck these fucking guys. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Your husband is horrible. I'd start my exercise journey by walking away from that controlling and manipulative man. You're not the asshole, but your husband is. All it takes is a 4 kilogram weight gain for him to no longer be attracted to you. I hope he looks like an underwear model if he has standards that high. Not the asshole. I think your husband was here the other day and we all told him he was an awe. Let me find the link. Not the asshole. Your husband and his friend, however, off the chart assholes. Op. Off the chart. And I am an asshole cartographer. I don't think you need to worry about being an awe. You need to worry about your husband being controlling and overstepping so many boundaries. Just mentioning a few. Demanding you lose weight. Sharing personal information with someone outside of your relationship. Not consulting you when it comes to involving someone else. Defending his friend instead of you. Demanding again that you apologize. Like, wow. He is one massive awe, and I hope you run in the opposite direction. Am I the asshole for letting my dog get into bed while I'm naked? My 24 male girlfriend, 23 female, have known each other for about a year because of adjacent friend groups and have been dating for close to 3 months. We're at the point in our relationship where she's starting to spend the night. I've also got a 3-year-old Samoyed named Sheldon living with me. He's just about my favorite person in the world. He's got his own bed but sometimes decides that he wants to sleep with me, and I let him. The issue for my girlfriend is that I sleep naked. I always have. When she found out that I let my dog into my bed while I'm naked, she was upset and told me that it was weird. I asked why, and she said it just was. Normal people don't do that. I told her that was stupid. He's just a dog. To him, me being naked is just the same as me wearing clothes. Besides, when I let him sleep with me, it's not like I'm letting him into the covers. There's still a layer of fabric separating my nakedness from him. But she was still upset, insisting again, that normal people don't do that. I asked her what, exactly, about it was bothering her so much, and she said that it felt like I was, in her words, having intimate relations with the dog. I'll admit, I found this hilarious. On the one hand, he's a dog, and on the other, he's a guy and I'm not gay. It was also funny how it felt like she wanted to accuse me of bestiality, but couldn't bring herself to actually say the word. I laughed and she got annoyed. I decided to start pretending to flirt with Sheldon in front of her, cuddling with him and saying things like, "It's okay, she just doesn't understand our love." This annoyed her even more, and eventually, she asked if I loved her more or the dog. Easy answer, Sheldon. She stormed out of the apartment. I think we're breaking up, but honestly, I don't feel too bad about it. When I was telling my friends about this, though, they did say it was a little weird that I let Sheldon into bed at night knowing that I sleep naked. It got me thinking. So I came here to ask, am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Why is she sexualizing your dog? Not the asshole. Why isn't anyone concerned that Sheldon walks around naked all the time? Info. Where do you store your peanut butter? That's a very important question that will affect my judgment. I am a naked person laying in my bed with 2 dogs and 1 naked husband. So that is 4 votes to not the asshole. People are weird if they would think is inappropriate, it's just dogs. Not the asshole. It's clearly non-sexual. Now how about some dog tax? Not the asshole. She's sexualizing a situation that isn't at all remotely sexual. She also sounds weirdly jealous of your dog. Probably better that she left, because if she's this upset about your dog sleeping on your bed and some good-natured ribbing, this relationship would just be an ongoing struggle. Also, I think you owe this sub a pet tax. I want to see this dog that's so sexy it makes the ladies mad with jealousy. Grin. Not the asshole, but I do think you and Sheldon should get some matching pajamas. Thanks for the laugh, your girlfriend is silly. Not the asshole. There's nothing wrong with sleeping next to your dog in your own bed naked in your own house. It's weird for your girlfriend to think a normal person sleeps with clothes on and people who ain't normal don't. Sheldon is a dog who just wants to sleep right next to his owner, and there ain't nothing wrong with that, especially on your own property. Plus Sheldon doesn't judge you, your girlfriend does. You and Sheldon go about your lives and let your girlfriend go find her definition of a normal person. Am I the asshole for ruining my husband's appetite and making him not eat his dinner? This happened on Friday evening. After work I was tired but wanted to get all the household chores out of the way before the weekend. I was too tired to cook on top of all the cleaning, so I asked my husband if we could order in for dinner. We settled on burgers. When the delivery driver arrived I was deep in cleaning the bathroom, so I asked my husband to get the door since he was just watching TV on the couch. He brings in the food but was annoyed because both burgers were packaged in similar containers, so he didn't know which was his. He called me over, but since I had detergent-covered rubber gloves on, I told him he'd have to check the burgers for which was his. He opened the first one and lifted the bun with his finger. I saw it had onions on it, so I said, "Oh, that's the one with onions, so that's mine." He said, blah, as if he was revolted, then grossly slapped the bun back and smacked it away. I was kind of annoyed and said, "Hey, I'm actually going to eat that, so maybe don't be so nasty with my food." And out of nowhere he started yelling at me, and shouted, "Fine. Eat mine then. Have both burgers since you don't want me touching yours. I don't want mine because you ruined it for me. You can have it." He then stormed off to bed without any supper. So I feel like I ruined his dinner and he had been completely ignoring me ever since. Was AITA? Edit. Thank you all for so many validating responses. I feel less bad about it and have lots of thinking to do. I've gotten several PMs and comments saying this is fake. I wish it was, but this is my life. Here's his 2-day-old burger, for sort of proof, for what it's worth. Lul, what kind of story is this? He's too lazy to help clean. He has to be told to answer the door. He's annoyed he has to open the box himself, and can't stand the sight of an onion, then storms off. Not the asshole, but you knew that. Get a new husband. First, not the asshole. There are some major red flags in this story. First, why is he sitting on the couch while you're at work cleaning? Second, why does he expect you to sort out whose burger is whose? Third, why is he such a child about onions? Why would he throw such a fit about you setting a reasonable boundary like, "Hey, don't be rough with my food for no reason"? That he storms off and tries to manipulate you into feeling guilty by not eating? You can get an affirmation by strangers on the internet that you aren't the asshole in this situation. But just by the details in this story I wonder if there's a lot more going on. The fuck did I just read? Not the asshole. Your husband is a major I hope for your sake, he has some nice qualities. Info. Has your husband been having a tough time at school? Maybe one of the other kids has been picking on him and this is how he's acting out. If this is real, the fuck did I just read? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. How exactly did you ruin his dinner? I'm very confused. He touched your meal as he had to but then made weird comments about it and got angry at you for asking him to ruin your food? Are you married to a 4-year-old? He sounds like a spoiled child. Not the asshole. He chose not to eat his dinner, not sure how that's on you. Not the asshole. You don't have a husband, you have a child. Your husband is a loser and I would dip his burger in the toilet before giving it to him if he really wants to be put off his food. For legal reasons this is a joke.